Elon Musk, the creator and CEO of SpaceX, reaffirmed that it is very likely that humans would go to Mars within the next 10 years, blaming his timeline on his congenitally optimistic nature. Hello guys, you're welcome to D's Explorer. This channel is dedicated to expanding our scope of knowledge in the general affairs of the world. Consider subscribing to this channel and liking our videos for more of these contents. On February 9, 2023, Mr. Musk retweeted a video that his aerospace company had uploaded online showing the booster rocket for its Starship prototype firing successfully. The description of his post stated, "One day, Starship will take us to Mars." Interestingly, Starship is the most potent rocket ever created when operating at full capacity. It will transport both crew and cargo to Earth orbit, the Moon, Mars, and beyond, according to SpaceX's website. When a user questioned Mr. Musk when humanity would be able to travel to the Red Planet in response to his retweet, the SpaceX CEO said, "I must admit to being congenitally optimistic. SpaceX and Tesla wouldn't exist otherwise, but I think 5 years is possible and 10 years is highly likely." Engineers were seen performing a static fire test in the SpaceX video. Mr. Musk claims that 31 of the 33 engines at the vehicle's base fired simultaneously. Team turned off one engine just before start, and one stopped itself, so 31 engines fired overall. Still, enough engines to reach orbit, he tweeted. The big question is, will it ever be humanly possible to visit Mars within the period of 10 years? Let's consider some possibilities and make our conclusions from them. The two planets, Earth and Mars, were 34.8 million miles, that is 56 million kilometers apart in August 2003, which was the closest distance ever measured between Earth and Mars. The two wouldn't get so near once more until the year 2237, according to NASA. When Mars and Earth are both at aphelion and on different sides of the Sun, they are most distant from one another. According to the New York Times, they could be 401 million kilometers or 250 million miles distant from here. 140 million kilometers separate Earth and Mars on average, that is about 225 million kilometers. At 11:50 UTC on July 30, 2020, the Perseverance rover officially deployed from Space Launch Complex 41 at Cape Canaveral Air Force Station in Florida, on board a United Launch Alliance Atlas V launch vehicle. The rover touched down at Jezero crater in Mars on February 18, 2021 to launch its science phase in a 7-month journey. Now, what does the atmosphere in Mars look like? The layer of gases that surrounds Mars is known as its atmosphere. It is mainly made up of 95% carbon dioxide, 2.8 molecular nitrogen, and 2% argon. Water vapor, oxygen, carbon monoxide, hydrogen, and noble gases are also present in trace amounts. Compared to Earth, Mars has a far thinner atmosphere. Less than 1% of the Earth's pressure, or 610 pascals, that is about 0.088 psi, is the average surface pressure. Liquid water cannot exist on the surface of Mars at the moment due to the thinner atmosphere, although numerous studies indicate that the atmosphere formerly was much thicker. As carbon dioxide partially freezes at the pole caps during the winter, the higher density experienced in the spring and fall is reduced by 25%. The greatest atmospheric density on Mars is around 0.020 kg per cubic meter, which is the same density as that found 35 kilometers above the surface of the Earth. Because the planet's core slowed down, Mars' atmosphere has been losing mass to space and gas leakage still occurs today. Mars has a cooler atmosphere than Earth. Mars is farther away from the Sun than Earth, which results in less solar radiation reaching it. As a result, Mars' effective temperature is lower at roughly -63 degrees Celsius or -82 degrees Fahrenheit. In comparison to inland Antarctica, Mars's average surface emission temperature is just minus 58 degrees Celsius or minus 73 degrees Fahrenheit. If SpaceX is able to journey to Mars, it will be one of the greatest accomplishments of man in the history of the world. But the question is, how is this daunting task going to be achieved? With Perseverance traveling at an absolutely ridiculously high speed of about 24,600 miles per hour or about 39,000 kilometers per hour. Is it possible for one to survive in such an extremely high speed? Is it possible for a human to survive in space on a 7-month journey without running out of supplies? Is it possible to survive the worst atmospheric conditions of Mars, including the extremely low temperatures? I would leave that for you to answer. In a nutshell, the pursuit to explore the depths of the universe has been the greatest thirst for many in our planet Earth. This task looks almost impossible, owing to the numerous challenges to deal with. It has captivated us for centuries, inspiring astronomers, science fiction writers, and a number of astrophysicist business people intend to send their own manned missions to Mars. Would humans ever actually set foot on Mars, where a year lasts 687 days?